to grow several vines of loofah. And for the beginning of the season, when it was starting to produce, we cut several of the fruits and ate them. They taste very similar to zucchini when they're harvested young. About 6-inch long was a good size for us to cut up to eat. You don't want them to get too big because then they start getting tough. When they started getting too big, then we were able to feed them to our pigs last year, and our pigs enjoyed them some loofah. I tell you what, makes my grammar get messed up just thinking about it, but they loved the loofah, and that was a great thing for us to supplement their feed, fill up their tummies with good food, and they could just crunch through these big old loofah squashes about this big. Yeah, they often grew that big, 18 inches or so. And then after a while, we let some of them dry on the vine. And so this is a sample of one that dried on the vine. And we let them go until they were brown and crusty, crispy on the outside. And then we've just had them sitting in this basket for months on the back porch, trying to keep them dry, but looking for a use for them at this dry stage, because we're definitely not eating these babies. What we've decided to do today is to make some loofah soap with melt and pour soap. So we've got a couple of varieties that we're going to make and have those possible for exfoliating soap bars for us to use ourselves or for us to sell in our pumpkin patch store, or even to give as gifts. So it's a really nice thing. You can find them in specialty stores and stuff like that, but here we've got the loofah sponges that we grew on our own farm. A lot of people think that loofah is a sponge from the ocean, but it is not. It is actually a hardened vegetable. These are the fibers of a vegetable. So anyway, what we learned is that they are full of seeds. You can hear it. It sounds like something for the percussion department of our church worship team, you know, just make this rattly noise. And I think I'm going to send one to church with you tomorrow, Kevin. Let's see what the church members think about you shaking this instead of your regular stuff. Anyway, they are full of seeds. Someone we saw on YouTube noted that there was like almost a cap on this end. If you take the end off and after you've shaken it, and this one has been shaken pretty well, and they just come right out. And just when you think you've shaken all of them out, there's 200 more in there. It is amazing. I don't know why the world isn't covered with loofah, because these things produce so many seeds, and in our experience, we have not had any trouble with germinating these seeds, even when they were a couple of years old, and they make very healthy plants. So yeah, this is a pretty good thing. I'm going to try to shake him again. And there comes another handful. So they keep coming. Even when we thought we had all of them out from some that we cleaned earlier, when we went to slice them, then there were a few more seeds in them. So who knows? Then from this point, we just peel off this outer coating. It's crispy. There's probably some technique to do it fast and easy, but this isn't taking too long. And then the inside is just the clean sponge. We would like for this to dry out before we use it in our soap, just so that it doesn't bring in moisture to the soap and affect the texture of the soap or the length of time that it's good for, whatever you call that. But anyway, the shelf life, I suppose. So we'll just peel this off and we will have a loofah that, in this case, we are slicing them and putting them into molds. So this will be ready for us to slice and put into the mold now, or especially if I let it sit for a couple of days just to get it really dry. It is still a little bit soft and malleable, so probably should let it go just a little while in the air conditioning and air in the house so that it'll dry out completely. Okay, so we took our peeled loofah and sliced it. Now, what I had to do in my mind, this little muffin pan kind of thing was much wider diameter for each little section than what it turned out to actually be. I guess I was imagining it to be larger, maybe 6 in a set there. But anyway, so we chose the width of these cleaned loofah that would fit in this size hole. And surprise, surprise, even though we thought we had all these cleaned out, we kept having, every time we picked them up, some more seeds fell out. These things come with a gazillion seeds. I'm sure we've already mentioned that, but wow, it's crazy. So we sliced these off to the thickness or the height of each little cup in the silicone mold, and then left the rest of this. We can find other uses for these. Some people grind them up and put them in their soaps as little bits. I haven't figured out if I like that idea or not. And then this one seemed to be sort of too wide at its widest point for us to use it, but we'll use it for another application later on. So this part is just the prep for getting the loofah in the mold, and we'll add the melt and pour soap to it after we melt it and after we put the fragrance in it. So this big block of soap base, it needs to be cut up into smaller chunks, maybe like 1-inch cubes, so that it can be melted faster and easier. And so I'm just going to try slicing this. This is room temperature, and it's slicing pretty easily with this knife to get this off. I decided for use in this part of the video to use the goat's milk soap base, and the reason for that is because it'll be more visible. The glycerin soap base is clear, and so you can't see it when it melts in the measuring cup or anything like that. So we'll start with this and get this all cubed up. I have, the good thing about this kind of soap is it just washes right out of all your utensils and stuff like that. So it's not like you have to have special equipment that you dedicate to just making soap, because this it just washes right out. Very clean dishes when you're done. So you can use something right out of your kitchen. Let's see what this does. We're going to put it in the microwave. A lot of the real dedicated soap makers, some of them don't believe in microwaves. So those people choose to use a double boiler to melt the soap down. It takes a good bit longer, and I don't think that the microwave is going to hurt anything here. So we're going to go ahead and put it in the microwave for a minute or so, and then if it's not fully melted, we'll keep putting it in for like 30-second intervals or less. We don't want it to be terribly, terribly hot, but yeah, we'll just do it that way and see how long it takes to get this little batch done. This is how it ended up after a short period of time in the microwave. You can see there's still some chunks in here, and so I'm going to put it back in for another 30 seconds and see where we go with that. We decided for this first batch we're going to make it orange and clove fragrance. That mixture is a very nice combination, so I'm going to drop in some of this is the clove fragrance. And I was told that this melt and pour soap doesn't hold the fragrance as much as the hot process or cold process soap. So I'm going to have to just take a sniff and see if it has enough fragrance. In the past, sometimes I didn't get enough fragrance in it and it didn't smell like anything. So this is the orange, and these are 100% pure essential oils. The clove is very good for your skin. This goat milk soap is very good for your skin. Now okay, I'm going to put a little bit of this orange color in it just to sort of give a hint of what the fragrance is, and just to make it look sort of pumpkin-y or fall-like too. Right now it's fall, or getting into fall. So who knows, maybe this will go into our pumpkin patch store and somebody will be very happy to buy this lovely fragrance soap. Okay, so this is melt and pour kind of soap. Not too much really technical to the process. Let's see what we can do to fill these little muffin cup kind of things with the soap mixture. And I have no idea how much it's going to take because we didn't know how much the loofah was going to fill these little containers or what that was going to do. So looks like I need to scrape as much as I can out of this, and then we'll make another batch about the same amount to finish this out. There you go. We'll melt some more and start the process again. I did learn that it was better to have smaller pieces because this one chunk did not want to melt. So next time I'm going to go with smaller pieces to make it melt more evenly. This slice is much easier than even cheese, I would say. It sort of reminds me of slicing chunks of cheese, but it's about the same texture. Well, we mixed up another batch. Hopefully this will be about the same color and about the same fragrance. It's hard to know how much it's going to take, so unless we do this often, we're going to have to just experiment and hope that we have a big enough, large enough amount that we can get this done. Now, one thing that I noticed is that a couple of these rose to the top, and so we need to make sure that they're in, the loofah part is in as much as we can. And it looks like we just about came out just right. I'm pretty pleased with that. We're gonna let these cool, and then, oops, see, they are very liquid. Oh no, I'm making it worse. All right, well, that gives me some more to give this guy over here. He can share. All right, we'll let this cool and then pop them out like you would from any other mold. So it'll probably take half an hour to an hour till they solidify again. So we'll be back for that. Here's the finished product, ready to package up. We have a whole fence line of loofah growing again this fall, so we need to get rid of these from last year and find good uses for them. Some of these are going to turn into whole sponges that we can use or sell. Some of them we're going to slice and cut into pot scrubbers, and just maybe some for I don't know what else. We've got plenty of seeds to plant another harvest for sure, especially since they come up so well for us. So appreciate you watching along. Hope this is a fun project that you can repeat. Let us know if you're looking to buy some sponges or if you want to get some seeds from us. Give us a comment or send us an email. Our email address is in the description box below. We ask you to subscribe to our new Hideaway Homestead 2 channel. Give us a comment, send us some likes, and share our ideas with other people so that we can build up our subscribers again. Thank you for watching. We'll be back next time from Hideaway Homestead 2.